Now we have the pattern stamp and the clone stamp tool under our belts. We're going to look at using some other tools for photo editing and photo retouching, the healing brush, the patch tool, etc. So I think of these as intelligent cloners because the clone stamp tool simply picks up material and moves it from one location to another, but the pattern stamp and the healing brush and the patch tool, on the other hand, smooth out the edges and soften the edges as they paint. So you can do a lot of very sophisticated types of edits with those tools. So when I want to pick up data wholesale, I use that clone stamp tool. When I need to smooth the edges, then I use the healing brush or the patch tool. So we're going to look at the healing brush and the patch tool. We're going to work on a picture called Grandpa. Let's go in, share screen. Let's go into Photoshop. And so here's our image, and as you can see, the image is very damaged. And the idea is that we're going to make some corrections and fixes to this image. So the first thing is that lots of times the image may not be in the right color mode. If I go to image, I check the mode, it is an RGB color. Then I'm going to go to adjustments and I'm going to go down and click desaturate. Sometimes the image may not be in true black and white. I can desaturate, make the image a true black and white image. Now, first thing I want to talk about are image adjustments. We're going to go to image and we're going to go to adjustments. So there's a whole bunch of image adjustments in here. And what we'll do over the course of this class is we're going to dissect all the image adjustments. You're going to understand how all the image adjustments work. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at levels. So when I look at levels, what levels allows me to do is see the lights, midtones, and darks inside of my image. And there's about 5 different ways to that I know of to edit with levels. One of the first is the auto button. Sometimes you click that and makes a good fix, sometimes not. The other is the pinch, and the idea is that the levels represent the lights, midtones, and darks inside the image, and I can grab this and I can drag the lights over from right to left and drag the darks over from left to right, and then grab the midtone and adjust that, and now I've made an overall adjustment that's going to increase the tonality for the image. And then I click OK, and I've successfully adjusted the image. Now the problem with that method is that when I use the image adjustment from the menu up here at the top, it nails the adjustment into the photograph. I'm going to undo that. So my suggestion is that whenever you use an adjustment tool, try to use them either from the menu, instead of the menu, use them from the layers or from over here on the right. So over here on the right or from the layers will produce a slightly different result. So let's do the same adjustment, and I'm going to use the palette on the right. I'm going to click on the levels, and it brings up the levels as a separate layer. And this is superior because I can go in and I can modify this. So I'm going to do the same adjustment. I'm going to pinch. I call that the pinch. And the cool thing about that is that this is part of my layers, so I can turn it on and off, right? I can double click to reactivate the layer, and I can paint into this mask. So anytime you're doing an adjustment, try to do it from the layers palette or from the menu over on the right, okay? So let's stop there, and we're going to come back and pick this up in the next exercise.